In today's stream, we're going to start off with sharpening a knife. With this. This is a Gerber LST. That red is a lot more vibrant on stream than it is in reality. Hey, how you doing? Didn't expect anybody to join that quick. Why am I doing this so early? Oh yeah, never mind. So what are you guys up to today? Oh, this is just a piece of leather. It's a scrap piece. How you doing, Natalie? So what's everybody up to today? One of these days I might learn Russian. How you doing down there? Dang. Not sure I can beat that edge. I personally happen to like my hands. Can't exactly lose them, then I don't have a YouTube channel. Northwest America, in Idaho. What about yourself? Internet's an interesting place. Connecting people from real far away. Not a whole lot at the moment. Nope. Just a collector. How you doing, Max? Yeah, we all start somewhere. I think I'm sitting at 100 something now. Gets expensive. Extremely expensive. Is that a quote from Viva La Dirt League or something? I decided to do a stream early because I noticed a lot of people weren't showing up in later streams. And it came to mind that I'm probably streaming at the wrong time, considering most of my viewers show up at around 11 to 12 a.m. Which is an interesting thing to pay attention to if you look at that. Anyway, let's make the poll. I have no clue who Zach is. Oh. Well, I try not to interfere with anybody else's time specifically. Let's see, which knife is this? 01KS. All right, we have a poll. These are in order. This is the M16 right here. This is a Gerber Covert Auto. That's a Gerber Fast Draw and CJRB Ruffian. I really got to hit the guy up that designed this thing. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is Dirk Pinkerton. after I carry it for a week, I'll send him a DM and see how he came up with that design. See if he'll even respond. Now we will also be picking my left hand carry. So that pole is only for my right hand carry. And the left hand carry will be a choice between. I'm curious how he came up with the design. It's somewhat simple. And I follow him on Instagram. He doesn't have very many followers. Hopefully he'll respond, but you never know. I don't know, but I don't have a whole lot to ask right now. I need to come up with questions. I sent the guy who designed this a DM on Instagram, asked him about how he came up with the design, what designers or knife designs inspired this knife. He hasn't gotten back to me yet, and I don't know if he will. But all my DMs when I send them are quite professional. Honestly, you'd think I was from some sort of hiring agency or something, but I just want to show respect to the people that design things I like. I've thought about carrying a Swiss Army knife. They just aren't. Yeah, I don't mind them not responding. I understand that everybody has a life outside of Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that. But any input that they can give me on a video that I'm going to be doing a review on their knife is greatly appreciated. And since I don't do video editing, I wouldn't be adding, if we ever did a call or something, I wouldn't be adding that at the moment, but it would be nice to have some input from the designer of said knife. How you doing, Pocket Theory? All right. We've got 3 options for my left-hand carry. I don't mind either of these. This is a Case Large Trapper. This is a Cold Steel Lucky 2. And this is a Gerber LST. And so far it looks like the Ruffian might just win. Let's see here. You know, I really wish that the leak could be carried on the left side, because I really do enjoy this knife. It's just, this is a show scale and they didn't design it to, or he didn't design it to be left-hand carried. It's unfortunate. Oh, now that I think about it, I do finally have a place to show this off. So I went to my pawn shop the other day, like I always do, and I bought 3 case trappers. These 3 totaled $55. So this one has green bone. Really good condition other than a chip in the bone right here. I'm sure I'll find something to fill that with for the time being. I don't want anything too permanent. If anybody knows how to contact case for something like that, I'd appreciate somebody telling me how. They don't have an email on their website, so that kind of sucks. So yeah, if anybody wants to start picking out, we'll go from these 5. The LST, the Lucky 2, or a large trapper. Honestly, I haven't heard of them. Is it a custom designer, or is it just somebody I just haven't heard of yet? Because my go-to was, or I enjoy case knives, but lately their quality control has been lacking. Supreme Bagel. That's a good channel name. Okay, so something I can't afford then. So yeah, the Cold Steel Lucky 2 is 2 blades. They are 2.5 inches long. Carbon fiber scales, and each blade, they're both S35VN. Yeah, my most expensive knife was this one. And that was 140, worth like 450 or something. And then there's my Para 3 that I spent nearly 200 bucks on, which is the most I've spent on a knife. I can't really afford a whole lot more than that. Oh, I haven't made the jump to premium knives. Dude's got a freaking mayhem sitting there. I've seen your Instagram page, dude. You have insane knives. Notice how you didn't say, I still haven't made the jump to buying premium knives. And how you doing, Weld? I'll think about it. I might look them up. Um, what's their usual blade steel? What do they usually use? So my usual carry, and I would love to have a rock. Honestly, I've looked into those a little bit. Hmm. I might look for something in crew wear. I don't have anything in crew wear yet. I don't think I'd pick A2. 3V. I'm not looking for toughness in a knife. I'm looking for edge retention. Not that I don't need toughness in a knife, I just don't use them heavily. The first thing I read on that comment was Thunderbird, and I thought, or Thunderbird and 140. I thought you got a Ganzo Thunderbird for 140, and I'm like, you got ripped off. Honestly, I haven't heard about W2 either. Is it a commonly used steel? In knives, anyway? Yeah, but I'm not looking for something that sharpens easily. I'm looking for something that holds its edge forever. How you doing, Full Fire? Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of W2 other than tax forms. Might be something to look into, though. Yeah, but 3V is more meant for toughness. It's meant for doing stupid stuff and not breaking. And I'd prefer something that, well, I never use my knives hard enough to break anything. So I don't pry with my knives. Unfortunately, the previous owner of this case knife did. That makes sense. So this up here is bent because the previous owner decided to pry with it. Gravy Seal, shut up. You know damn well that surgical steel sucks. Well, actually, now that I think about it, that might just be the perfect steel. Throw it away after every use. 420J2 or go home. Y'all are evil. I hate both of those. I wouldn't mind having a Kraken. It's not something I can afford right now. That would be pretty cool, though. Never had anything in S90V either yet. You pry with that thing way too much. Honestly, you're like the most abusive person on that thing that I've ever met. Did you at least get it in DLC? Or was it just satin or stonewash or something? I don't know. Honestly, I've never watched any of his videos. He popped up one time and it was that why I'm not making YouTube videos anymore video. And then he started making videos again anyway. I clicked on his account once that video came out and there were no videos except for that one. He privated everything. Yeah, 500 is a lot of freaking money. A lot of money. I've got a ZT that I got for free. It needs parts. I I need to contact them. I need to stop putting that off. Because the longer you wait, the less likely you are to get parts for it. And that's what sucks is I waited to buy this knife for so long that the month before I bought this thing, they ran out of pocket clips for it. So now I need to buy a second one just to get the pocket clip, and then I can carry the other one. And these things on eBay are like $200 to $300 without the titanium scales, mind you, just G10. And it's a really comfortable knife, but I don't want to use it because there's only 1,000 of them. Once we get to, oh crap, M16's sitting right next to the ruffian. Okay. Once we get to 20 votes on that, I'm going to go ahead and close the poll. So currently it's between this one and this one. Both are great choices. And I started doing those pocket check videos that Knives, I guess, does because I ran out of steels to talk about at the moment. I think I did. I haven't talked about everything on my board yet, but I don't have a knife and everything on my board. So for anybody asking, no, I don't. I don't use my knife daily. I just fidget with it a lot daily. Sometimes I'll use it, sometimes I won't. Sometimes I'll go out carving because I'm bored. Sometimes I won't. You never know. It's not really a predictable thing. I don't have a job that requires me to use it. No, I have not talked about surgical steel. I don't know what the composition of surgical steel is. But yeah, I did go to 3CR right up here. These are, I didn't do these in order. I don't have something in all those steels. I should probably do one on VG10 because I do have something in that. Yeah, mine doesn't. I don't use my knives a whole lot. Where'd that M16 go? There we go. Yeah, I don't use my knife almost at all, but when I do, I use it a decent amount. The thing I'm more focused on, I'm not really focused on edge retention in my reviews. I'm focused on how it held up and how it feels. If it's not a comfortable knife, I will not give it a good review. I really want to get an M21. They're just really expensive for the steel that you're getting. It's kind of disappointing. If I'm paying like $70 for a knife, I expect something like maybe not VG10, but 14C28N. Maybe S35VN, maybe. That's what I kind of do. I need to get a better sharpening setup. See, my problem is all my knives are sharp. Like, if they're not scary sharp, they're pretty dang sharp. So when I say, oh, I need to sharpen my knife, it's because it's just the one. Or I got bored. But the problem is, I've got so many freaking knives and they're all sharp. what do you do? They really need to make a better version of the M21 because it's a great knife. The materials are disappointing though. Let's see here. Yeah, I've just got this. That's all I use. I swear I'm gonna buy some new stones one of these days. I will. I didn't know they did much of anything outside of 8CR. A lot of their knives they look good, but they're super disappointing when it comes to the steel. Yeah. And I carry this thing almost every day. It just sits in this little thing and goes on my waistband. Cool stuff. I got an electrician's knife recently. So it's got a locking screwdriver and a blade, a bail. I'm assuming this is Delrin. Yeah, I've got a few Civivi knives. Well, actually, I think I just have two. I've got a Imperium and an Appalachian Drifter. So the Appalachian Drifter I did a video on. The Appalachian Drifter 1 is the one that I've got in their micarta that feels like plastic. It's in S35VN and I got it for like 65 bucks. That's the best price I've ever gotten for S35VN other than this. This is a American Lawman, cold steel American Lawman. I got it for 25 bucks. I got my dad a mini Praxis for Father's Day. That was also in a video. God, it's always like halfway through the stream that I run out of things to do. The first knife was sharp within 5 minutes. So it seems like only one person wanted to pick out my secondary carry, so it looks like this might be my carry for the next week. This is the other option. These are both small knives. This one just locks and this one doesn't. So we're probably going to take the trappers out. We'll go ahead and put everything up here for people to still see them. And these options are right here as well. And we're going to go back to sharpening this one, because the edge isn't exactly the way I want it. So why not make it the way I want it? I've got a lot of knives that are for sale. If anybody's interested in, let's see, this is for sale. I've got a decent amount that are listed. It's just the economy's doing really bad and people are struggling, and I'm assuming that's why nobody wants to buy them. Because holy crap, this thing shipping in the US, this thing is going for 25. And that's a ridiculously good deal because brand new they're like 56 or something. Well, let's see what else is for sale. I mean, if people want more than one, I can't give them much better of a deal than that. I'm almost losing money on it. Don't get me wrong, they'll pay less in shipping if they buy more than one. Oh, Ruffian and M16 are back level again. For anybody new, these are the four you guys are picking from in the poll. This is the M16, the Covert Auto, the Fast Draw, and the Ruffian. I'll go ahead and open these up and show anybody that's new. Currently, these two are the top picks. M16 it is. How you doing? I think that's Gabo. I don't know how to pronounce that. And how you doing, Beef? Thank you to everybody who voted. This is going to be the carry for the next week. I will do a review on this and it will show up in a few weeks. I still need to make the review on this. It was honestly less exciting of a carry than I thought it would be. But you guys will see that in the video. Next up, we will have people pick from for the left side carry. So let's start that poll. Okay, my left side carry is the next option. This is a case trapper. It has 2 full-size blades made of 420 HC. This is a cold steel Lucky 2 with 2 blades, small, made of S35 VN. And this is the Gerber LST in 420 HC that I'm currently sharpening to even out the edge. Now for the prices that I paid for these versus brand new prices, I bought this for $75. Brand new, they are $75. I bought this one for $20. Brand new, they are about $60. And I got this for $7.50. And brand new, they are about $26. And honestly, all 3 of these I do want to carry, so pick whatever you want to see me carry for the next week. I'm currently sharpening this one because I kind of want to carry this one. My day was all right. I woke up really late. Yeah, I just woke up late. Haven't done anything all day other than eat and then started a stream. Listen to music for a bit. Boring day for the most part. Apparently 420 HC is kind of chippy. Yeah, I sharpen all my knives on this one. I don't have any other ones, so I do that one. Okay. We'll see you later, Fook. Yeah, I didn't know that this steel was chippy. If I knew that, I'd have been doing things a little differently. I've honestly never tried the Sharpie trick, so. But grit, it's 600 to 800, somewhere between the two. I'm not 100% sure on which one. Beautiful. Yeah, my sharpening's right on point. Took all the Sharpie off, except for in one spot right here. I do not. I kind of do. It's this tiny piece of leather. I don't have anything special for that, so you got to work your way into it. It takes money that I don't have. I'm using all my current money to feed the channel, and yeah. Okay, back to sharpening. Yep, again, getting everything. Well, I can see why people do that trick, the Sharpie trick. It certainly helps you know where you're sharpening, but I hold my angle pretty dang well, so I don't really need it. So the reason this is taking so long to sharpen is because there's a recurve right here. You can see the black spot right there on both sides. I don't want that there. Yeah, I just, after all my expenses, not including gas, after rent and everything else, I have about $200 left. Filling up my tank takes about 90 to 100. So I've got like $100 for the rest of the month. And it's extremely easy to spend $100. So, yeah. I'm most definitely going too much of an angle. I'm good, thanks though. I'm pretty happy with this setup. The only thing it's missing is a strop, and that's perfectly fine. Something great about Gerber's warranty is once this thing's completely sharpened through and done, I can probably get a new one. So I'm not too super worried about screwing this one up. I do appreciate the offer though. We are slowly getting rid of that recurve right there. It is almost gone. So the best part about using a stone is you get used to it with a lot of practice. The longer you do it for, obviously, that's how practice works. But a lot of people need, honestly, you can get this thing on Amazon for like 20 bucks or something. We've had this thing, it used to be like 50 or 60, but I just looked it up the other day. The price has gone down significantly. It's a DMT fine stone. And yeah, it's not a bad deal. I just need to get the rest of the stones. I'll make a strop one of these days. I've just got to spend the money on that instead of spending the money on knives. And I spend a lot of money on knives. So it's probably the longest I've spent sharpening one knife. 210 already. So this stream is probably going to end in about 50 minutes. So we got a while. If you have any questions about any knife related trivia or anything, please do ask. As I'm stuck doing this and have nothing better to do anyway. So Yep, I reprofile the knife once. Like each knife I reprofile once, and once I get that edge exactly the way I want it, a couple passes on this thing going backwards realigns everything and it goes right back to being sharp. And I'm sure it is, but I'd rather just get new for something like that. Break it in myself and learn how to use them properly. I think I'm about done sharpening this. It's not completely perfect, but it's significantly better than it was. Now we'll go for burr removal. Now for burr removal, I'm only using the weight of my hand. Not even all of it, just enough to make that burr swap sides. Yeah, it's hard to hold an angle with that though. You're not very specific on the angle that you're holding. Okay, burr's almost gone. Okay. The burr came off. Now we will use a tiny piece of leather. Beautiful. Okay, now we'll test it just with some paper. It's a very toothy edge. Burr came back. We'll work on removing that with a little more pressure this time. Okay, the burr came back worse than expected. Let's double check. It is on this side. Okay. Now I know this isn't the most exciting thing in the world. I do appreciate everybody that stuck around. Okay. We will test this again. Okay. There's still a burr on this thing. Well, that ain't working out. That's, what was the recommended way of doing that? Let's go with my old strop. Since I didn't have leather at the time, I had cardboard. Actually, I don't feel a burr anymore. Ooh, yep. It's amazing what cardboard can do. Yeah, ridiculously sharp. It only took 45 minutes. Only. I wish 45 minutes wasn't a long time. It's just funny that 45 minutes to sharpen a knife that 2 people want me to carry. Let's work on the trapper next. Again, if anybody has any questions or has anything to talk about, feel free to start. Hmm. Beautiful. That factory edge is pretty freaking good. I'm surprised. Well, by the looks of it, I'm probably going to be carrying this. Let me see how well it fits in my pocket. Guess I gotta stand up for that. Yeah, that's alright. So we will be carrying the Cold Steel Lucky 2. Has it got somehow got 69% instead of 70 out of 10 votes? That makes no sense. And for the right hand carry, we will be carrying my M16. Well, that's not sharp. We'll fix that next. Go ahead and get all the trash out of the way, and then we'll begin sharpening again. Mm. The geometry on this thing just isn't built for cutting paper. Okay. Well, anybody have anything interesting to talk about? Because we got almost 30 minutes left in the stream and I have nothing to do. Hmm. Let me just sharpen this. There's no way this is going to go well. Nope, no handle. That's the problem. It's a replaceable blade for something, but it didn't come with a handle. I bought this the other day, and these things with all the blades brand new would go for around 500 bucks. But it came with two blades that actually go with the case right here. And then two mystery blades and this thing that's supposed to have a handle for these. But it didn't. So I don't have the full set, and I'm not going to spend 500 bucks to get four blades, and yeah, it's not worth it to me. Sure, I'm going to keep it just in case the pawn shop that I bought it from mysteriously shows up with a handle. Oh, the best part about it, I got this for $5. This little button thing right here is 10 karat gold with a diamond in it. I don't know if I can. If I can, that might not be a bad idea, but I'd rather have the handle for this? Probably not. I might. Never know. Let's see if it cuts paper. Not really. That's what you get for making a chisel grind like that. God, this is just terrible. Terrible. Funny stuff. Yep, I'm not sharpening that. That's a waste of time. Until I can get a handle or something for it. Not worth it. Sounds like it. What's going on? Oh yeah, I definitely don't have any of that. Not me. No. Yeah, family drama happens. See, there's a reason I'm not married. One, I couldn't afford it, but two, I don't like people. Well, at least he hasn't unlocked the ability anxiety. That one's fun. Or is that what angst is? I don't remember. Oh. I think I'd still pick that over anger. Oh. The one that all kids nowadays have. And new house owners. This knife is the easiest knife to sharpen. I actually highly recommend everybody get one of these. If you don't know how to sharpen, but you have a stone or a diamond plate, this is the one to go for. No, this knife. This knife is so easy to sharpen. And the reason why is because this bevel down here is huge. And when you put it flat and you press the flipper tab up against the plate and you slowly lift up, there's a spot where it stops moving. And that's exactly where you sharpen, right there. So you can quickly swap sides and keep going without trying to learn how to hold your angle. Insanely easy. It's a CRKT Thero. The guy that designed this is named TJ Schwartz, I think. Yeah. And he lives in Boise too. He's from the same city that I'm from. Well, everybody disappeared. Pretty sure they all died. Not 100% sure, but with the way the world is these days, I wouldn't be surprised. Yep, unfortunately, we will no longer see Beaver Baron, Maxilla, um, quite a few people that are usually in the Knives I Guess live streams because they all died. What can you do? You know what sucks is I'm probably going to take this thing off. It's not going to be for sale anymore. Because it's way too easy to sharpen for me to just give it away to somebody else for 30 bucks. Honestly, it seems like it's a busy Sunday for everybody. I mean, I know Clark isn't going to show up. He goes to church on Sundays. I don't think Richter's going to show up. He goes to church on Sundays, if I'm not mistaken. Let's check the sharpness. I'd say that's pretty decent. Here pretty recently I had this thing cutting out swirls in magazine paper like Neves does, so I'm going to say it's pretty sharp. Way happier with it. Go talk to him, dude. I'm way less important than your family, dude. Do your thing. We got 4 people in here. And I probably got at least one new person to stick around and watch my videos, so that's a win. Ooh, fun fact about Hogue. Their customer service is really good, and I'm extremely impressed. They treat you quite well. I didn't tell them that I snapped the pocket clip trying to fix it. I just said it got caught on my seatbelt. They said they'll be sending me a new one. They need a name, address, and phone number, and good to go. Is Civivi's, is their customer service good too? Because I haven't had any problems with their knives. Oh, so did you send them an email and... Wonder how much a new blade from them costs. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's not bad. $7 isn't a bad deal. Oh, Gerber may surprise me. I sent them an email about this thing needing a new blade and a new lock bar. They said they wanted pictures of it. I couldn't send them pictures. My email literally wouldn't let me send them pictures. So it wouldn't let me respond to their email at all. It's just sitting there queued, and it's been sitting there in queue for like a week. So I decided I'm just going to send them a new thing, and it's going to be the same knife, and just bring up the old case number so that they know it's connected. And I sent them a link to a Blade HQ listing of one of these that where was I going with that? So that they know what part or what knife it is. And hopefully they'll get back to me and get me a new blade and a new button for this button lock. Because apparently these were military, and military issued knives have a significant amount of parts. So yeah, I'd love to carry this thing before it gets a new blade, because I'm sure it's going to be good before the new blade. I'm not worried about the lock rock. It doesn't bother me enough to care. I'm a little disappointed in the previous owner for sharpening the whole blade instead of just the front half, because that thing's just mangled now. Needs a new pocket clip too. Now, an interesting thing about this knife is the screw holding the pocket clip in on this side holds the whole thing together. There's 2 screws holding this whole thing, 3 screws holding this whole thing together. This one, and then this one. This one's a T6, this one's a T8, and this one's a T8. Which I found really weird that there's just one T6. Why wouldn't they just make that a T8? Anyway. Fun. I am looking forward to carrying this thing. This thing's super fun to fidget with. Oh, trust me, it does. That's why I'm trying to get a new blade for it. It's a decent amount of movement too. So if I hold this perfectly flat. Oh, well, I'm pushing on the button. That is an insane amount of blade play. Let's sit this perfectly straight and go this directly along that line. Look at that. Well, somebody told me they were military issued. They might not have been. I know they chose the Infidel. I know that was a military issued knife. And what else was? There's another Gerber that is military issue. I don't know. I think maybe they just have them on base to be sold. But only Gerber out the side knives, out the side automatics were allowed, from what I have been told, because they are reliable. The spring goes all the way out. Unlike most other spring assisted or automatic knives. I don't know if this one does it. This one does it too. Let's see. This one do it? Yeah. See how that the spring doesn't overpower everything. You have a great day too, man. We'll see you later. A lot of these spring assisted are just half assisted. They only go up to half, and then the rest is just momentum. There's one Gerber automatic that I kind of really want now. When did that come out anyway? When did the Adamas come out? Oh crap, stream is ending soon. I might stick around a little longer. Hey, what's up? Probably go for another 30 minutes or something. But there's the Gerber Auto 06 is what I want. And it's an S30V, but for some reason they were all half serrated, which sucks. It is the slowest opening automatic that you will ever see. But they're huge, and I just want one. Hey, what's up, Weld? Fook just left. He's got some interesting family drama going on. And I have no idea what that is, so... We've been sitting here for a while and sharpening. This thing is ridiculously sharp. If it'll cut. Yeah, that's nice and sharp. Let's keep it that way. So yeah, a lot of people in here are decently well known in the knife community on YouTube. We all go, or a lot of us go to the same streams and watch, like Bees Blades. Sometimes we go to Metal Complex if it's not too busy. Jared's Neves Knives videos or live streams. Knives, I guess we kind of all just meet each other in the live streams. And it's entertainment. We all just sit there and talk. Nothing better to do most of the time anyway. So yeah, that's how people tend to know each other, is we meet each other on different streams, and then somehow we get caught up in other streams too. God, I can't wait to carry this thing. God, Dirk Pinkerton has one of the coolest looking maker's marks right there. Wondering what I'm gonna make mine. This thing's just so fun. Honestly, I've had really good experiences with Wharncliffe's and Sheep's Foot blades. It's a great utilitarian blade shape. I carried this for a couple weeks. Well, I change my carry every week, and it sucks because when I find a knife that I like, I don't get to carry it. And it's really unfortunate because I gotta wait until people want me to carry it, or I pick no matter what they choose anyway. where this week I'm carrying this thing, but in reality I wanted to carry this thing. Or I really want to carry this thing again, but I've already done a video on it, and it's just one of the best knives I've carried ever. And I've carried hundreds, so that's saying something. This one was decent. The SOG Terminus. The Leak is also great. I don't buy them for looks. I buy them for mace. I almost always buy them for steel now. I'm looking into a Spyderco. So there's a, what's it called? There's a Spyderco Delica that's for sale or on auction at my local pawn shop. And that auction's going for another 6 days. So next Saturday it'll finish. And I'm hoping to get it for a decent or really low price, like $30, but I probably won't. It's got a lynch clip on it, so that alone is like $40. And I had the chance to buy it before it went on auction, but I didn't have the money to do it. So unfortunately, I'm stuck trying to buy it for more than I would have bought it. Well, let's go ahead and clean this up real quick. Let's see here. Is there anybody that has any questions about blade steels that I might know? I'll happily answer them if I can. God, 23 more minutes. Yeah, not a lot, or not all of them have lifetime warranties. And the worst part about it is it's not, it's lifetime or limited lifetime warranties where it's for manufacturer defects, where if, let's say, your blade snaps and you're using it normally, they'll replace it. Or let's say there's a crack that happened right here. That's probably a manufacturer defect. Send it in, get it replaced. I just wished a lot of them had more regular lifetime warranties. But I understand it. It's expensive to do. Because then you got to take care of people. And not all companies enjoy taking care of their customers. Kershaw's pretty good at it, though. I wish they would talk to you or send you a confirmation email, but they don't. So when you send a parts request, they'll just send the parts and you'll get them like 2 weeks later. You won't have any conversation with them or anything. CRKT does a really good job of taking care of you. Their parts requests are pretty simple, and their parts request form is not hard to find like CRKT or like Kershaw's is. You have to actually look on their website and find the hidden link to open the parts form. Where if you go on to CRKT or look up CRKT parts form on Google, it pops up on the first link or something like that. I wish Kershaw did that, but they don't, so oh well. What do you do? You know, the problem with that company that bought Cold Steel is you don't get that customer service talk anymore. They don't do any personal communication. And that's what I'm looking for in a company that talks to you, that will help you out by asking questions and stuff like that. Not that that's a big deal, but it's nice. I don't know what they do for this thing. I wouldn't mind having a new one. It sucks trying to sharpen this thing because the tip here is just huge. It's super thick and it's hard to get a decent angle on this thing. Well, while we're sitting here and I'm being bored, I'm going to take this thing apart like I did in the last stream. Two hours and 12 minutes in. Let's see how long it takes to take it apart. If I'm going to get a fixed angle sharpening system, I'm going to get something like a Wicked Edge. So it's a buy once, cry once type deal. Because I really don't want to spend like... There's a Lansky at my local pawn shop that's like $30. But if I'm going to get something like that, I want the highest end I can get. And not to mention, Wicked Edge just came out with a new sharpener too. So we'll see how that looks price-wise. I might get one of those for the channel. If it's inexpensive enough, I definitely wouldn't mind doing that. But I'm not going to rely specifically on that, because then the skill that you gain sharpening your knives goes away. The only downside to this knife is it's got two sets of washers. Not that that's too big of a deal, it's just mildly annoying. There we go. Dude, I forget everything, so if there's any slight chance of me forgetting how to do something, keep in mind, I'm not a professional sharpener. I'm probably going to forget. One of the things I won't forget. Oh, great. Is how to take a knife apart. Okay. No clue why I took that out. There we go. Took 6 minutes. 7 minutes. Yeah, 7 minutes. Even with the screw up. Not bad. while we're sitting here, a lot of people own a QSP Penguin. We'll take this apart and clean it and put it back together. Not that it needs it, I do keep my knives very clean. I guess this has 6 washers. That's why this thing's so interesting, is because it has 6 washers in it. 2 nylon and 4 phosphor bronze washers. So first let's start taking this off. Don't lose it. We'll just leave that there. Go ahead and put a drop of oil on each side. All right. Okay. We will clean the blade real quick. A little bit of oil on this. Tiny bit of oil in that divot, and one right there and there. Then we will start putting the other side back together. Okay. Now we will go put the stop pin back in. because you really don't want to forget that. All right. There we go. Now this side goes back on. Okay. T8. T6 is next. And then after that, we will work on loosening it to where it's nice and smooth if it needs it. Okay. Loosen it just a little bit. A little more than that. There we go. Now on that last one, I tightened it up slightly. This thing's extremely smooth. It's the only knife that I've owned that has 6 washers in it. So that's extremely odd. I'm assuming that has something to do with why it's so smooth, along with all the oil and stuff that I put in there. Because I want it to be smooth. So for anybody curious, this is the tools I use to take it apart. This is a Pittsburgh Pro set of bits with a driver and a pair of tweezers in there. It is a great set of tools for about $8 from Harbor Freight with a 30-day warranty or 90-day warranty. So if you strip a T6, which you will, you can bring the whole thing in. They'll replace either just the bit that broke, or they'll just send you home with a whole new set. It's a great deal for $8. I've replaced this thing 4 times now over the last year and a half. Definitely a great deal. I would highly recommend it. Yeah, there's not much else to say. We've got a minute left in the stream. Feel free to say something down in the comments. I'll get you an answer as soon as I can, if possible. And hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your day after heading out. If you do enjoy this live stream, just so you guys know, I do a live stream every Sunday at 1 or 2 p.m. Mountain Time. That's from now on. I haven't been doing that before. I just started today. So There will also be a giveaway at 500 subscribers, just so you guys know. That's going to be all for today. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream, and we'll see you in the next one.